Good day, viewers. Welcome to Cascade Transformatics Ltd, transforming you. On this platform, we're going to do training. We're going to do a training on leadership. Leadership is our focus on this platform. Leadership is the process of action and operations, creativity and emotion of mind, body and soul. Leader is the one who inspires himself and others for the fulfillment of the mind, body, nature, and the activities of the environment to a particular purpose in business, career, and life. In this training, you will learn what is leadership, how leadership works, how to develop leadership skills, identification of leadership styles and evaluation, how we do it, and our understanding of it. You're going to learn more on critical roles played by leaders in corporate transformation, leadership theories, how to become a transformational leader, leaders and the challenges they face and how to come out of it. And lastly, we'll talk about levels of leadership. There are already many definitions and explanations on leadership. They are very good and evergreen. But here, you will learn technical, spiritual, and creative angles of leadership. And I hope it will help you become a desired leader. Thank you. So let's start. I am Rita Babatunde, your facilitator. We are going to start with Model 1. And under Model 1, we are going to talk about concepts of leadership. Concepts of leadership. Good leaders are made, not born. If you have the desire and willpower, you can become an effective leader. Good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experience to inspire your workers into higher level of teamwork. There are certain things you must be, know, and do. These do not often come naturally, but are acquired through continual work and study. Good leaderships are continually working and studying to improve their leadership skills. They are not resting on their past glories. Everyone knows what leadership is, but few people can articulate what it truly means. Creating a cohesion definition with your organization is a crucial step for developing future leaders and maintaining unity and a strong leadership focus. We talk about leaders and leadership nearly every day in the business world, but have never tried to actually define leadership. It can be much harder than presumed, but taking the time to define leadership and what makes a leader is crucial to building a cohesive culture and developing future leaders. So now, let's talk about leadership. What is leadership? According to Jacob Morgan, in his new book, The Future Leaders, he interviewed more than 140 CEOs around the world and asked them each to define leadership. Many people struggled or had to pause to think because it's a word used so frequently without really defining. We take the concept of leadership for granted and assume that we all know what leadership is and what a great leader looks like. Once the CEOs found their definitions, their answer ran the gamut. Some CEOs define leadership as having business acumen, like setting a vision or achieving goals for a company. Other people focused on human qualities like empathy, humility, or diversity. Every answer was different, but they were each correct. Every leader has its own personal definition of their company. The definition of leadership can also change as the leaders themselves change. With new leaders come new approaches to leadership, which impact overall culture and employee. So now, in summary, I have about 5 different definitions of leadership from my end. I will start with the first one. Leadership is the act of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal or directing workers and colleagues with a strategy to meet the company's need. That is one definition. Leadership is the attitude assumed by those looking for something different, who are committed to achieve a goal. Leadership is both a research area and a practical skill, encompassing the ability of an individual or organization to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organization. Leadership is not a position. It is an action. Leadership is about inspiration and results. Now, who is a leader? Who then is a leader? There have been countless people through history that led people with inhuman and destructive. It led people but were inhuman. Their attitude were inhuman and destructive. Does that still make them a leader? In my mind, a leader is someone who does more than just lead people. They have to be driven by the right motivation and make a positive impact on the people around them. A leader is someone who can see how things can be improved and who rallies people to move towards that better vision. Leader can work towards making their vision a reality while putting people first. Just being able to motivate people isn't enough. Leaders need to be empathetic and connect with people to be successful. Leaders don't have to come from the same background or follow the same path. No. Future leaders will actually be more diverse, which bring a variety of perspectives. Of course, other people could disagree with my definition, but the most important thing is that organizations are united internally with their definition of leadership. Now, let's talk about creating leadership filters. With so many definitions of leadership, each organization needs to have a clear definition of what leadership is and what it means to be a leader within their company. The definition can evolve over time, but having even a basic agile definition is better than no definition at all. A shared leadership definition within the organization can keep everyone on the same page and help prepare certain types of leadership for the future. Organizations also need to have leadership filters so that the right people end up in position to lead. If the shared leadership definition of an organization revolve around humble leaders who fit those characteristics are developed and promoted. Similarly, an organization could filter for leaders who meet their business or financial goals, which means only leaders that patronizes those things will be promoted in the company. Leadership filters ensure the company has a consistent definition of leadership and that the people who best represent the culture and values are promoted to leadership positions. A leader focuses solely on raising profit and earning more money won't fare well in a company focused on developing empathetic leaders. Leadership filters help promote the right people and maintain a cohesive work environment, future leaders, maintaining unity and a strong The following are the examples to understand about definitions of leadership. I'm going to give you several examples ranging from home to the school, to the place of work, and even the gadgets we use. I'm going to start with the first one. The process of performing or taking care of a child by the parent is leadership. The child is the follower, and the parents are the leaders of the child. They decide what is best for him. The object here is the situation in which the child has to make adjustments between the present and the future. Also, by listening to, understanding, seeing and experiencing the daily activities of his parents, he will develop the ability to make decisions for himself. The better parents are at understanding the child and the situation, the better they will be able to do those actions that constitute good parenting, guiding, handling. The whole process is leadership. As the child grows up, there are times when the child does not have anyone with him. So after calling for his mother and not finding her there to help, the child is taking the lead, understanding the environment and making the next decision according to the weight and consideration involved. Now in this case, situation where he or she is feeling alone, the child becomes the leader and the brain is the follower. It's because brain have to make adjustments according to the direction from the child, such as playing with siblings or toys until the mother comes back. There could also be a situation where the older child stepped up to take responsibility of the younger child. Now the child is the leader because he or she is handling the situation, providing the right direction to take care of his or her brother, like playing with toys, keeping up hope, because the mother will definitely come. The whole process is leadership. In this example, the child is in a different situation now. He or she is a leader. But in the first example, he or she is just a follower and his parents are the leader. A mat that people are holding is not all our leaders. Actually, the above two examples are enough, but I tell you that we all play leadership and followership role according to the time, situation, platform, workplace, and in business a million times in life. Number 3, books are an important part of our lives. Most people read a lot of books. When we read books, words become leader and we become follower when we are reading. And that book you read is an object. Everything that we see, touch, and feel is manifested in the form of a leader and a follower according to the situation, demand, needs, desire, and action. But many fail to become leader due to thought process and lack of control on mind and body. When students learn from their teachers, the students are followers. The lessons are leader and the teacher is an object. Number 4, absence of the boss in the workplace tests the leadership quality of employees. If employees take charge of the business productivity and keep working towards the goal, then it's because they are followers of the boss, but also the leader when boss is not present. While many will take advantage of the absence of boss and start using social media, gossiping, whiling away time, doing nothing, they are the followers of their mind and habits. All these processes is the process of leadership. What about in tough situations, such as when everyone leaves the job at an owner's business? The owner or founder is still working and believing that he or she will soon be on track. He or she will be successful very soon. What drives the person who is alone to become successful? What is it? That is leadership. His or her mind is the follower of soul and belief, thoughts, knowledge, and habits. What about our mobile phones? When we use mobile, computer, and internet, or any kind of machine, the machine and process become the leader and we become the follower. It's because we are following the options and direction that software and website are suggesting to us. So the website software becomes the leader and machine, computer or mobile is just an object. Also, the fact that artificial intelligence is the leader and user or operator is the follower. The leader is artificial and follower is the real object. So it's natural that we are happy and sad many times in a day or week. The reason of this happiness and sadness is our mind. We make, position, designate the mind as the leader of our body, soul, and life. The mind is playful. He wants to do a lot, all together at the same time. He becomes greedy because of the show. He wants praise. He wants money. And that is why he put himself and the working people together to get what he needs. And if it does not get it, then he's angry, sad, and torture others too. And if he finds it, he's happy for a few days, makes a lot of ostentations, and then again, he lingers to get something else, and thus he or her time keeps passing. This happens when the mind becomes the owner and the owner becomes the employee. In fact, our mind is quite unhappy because it has to become the leader of our life, career, and business. But it becomes the leader automatically, and it's happy because we cannot hear the voice of our soul. It's because the mind is busy trying to convince other people. Mind is busy on social media, busy in debates, busy in arguments, in mobile and many other daily life activities and materialistic show-offs. He does not have any time for the soul, and it's not working in the direction suggested by soul. He is busy working on its own agenda. Therefore, when we do not give ourselves time to think of ourselves, talk to ourselves, then how will our soul become a leader? So friends, remember, to become a leader, you have to become a follower at the same time. The two work together. Your mind is a follower and your soul is the leader. Never ignore your voice of heart and never control your soul through mind. Make the mind a driver of your body, but not the owner. The real owner is your soul. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude this way. Leadership is when minds manage the commands and process of the soul's purpose. Such leadership is very dangerous for the world. When one's mind or show-off's luxurious reputation and pomps is influencing other minds and soul negatively, it is very dangerous. The best leadership is when one's soul is influencing 1 million people to control their mind and body in a positive way. Do what your soul tells you to do, not what your mind says. If you are able to do it, you are the leader of your life. Then you will become successful. Whatever your soul wants to do. Mind is a manager. Never make a manager a leader, and never make a leader a manager. Manager can create more manager, but leader will make more leaders. But you don't need to ignore the importance of mind or manager anyway. It's because in real life, in business, in our lifestyles, in our career, we can't live without managers. That's just the truth. Leader. But you don't need to ignore the importance of mind or manager. It's because in real life, in businesses, in our career, in our lifestyle, we can't live without managers. Leader does not worry about the profit, loss, reports, and presentations. Only managers does the calculation. So it looks like we are two, but in reality, we are one. And we become one when our hearts and mind focus on one thing, one thought, one goal. Thank you very much for listening. Before I proceed, I want to ask this question. What is your definition of leadership? I'll be happy if you can drop it on the chat box and I'll go through it. Okay, If you have questions, I think this is time for you to ask your questions. Just drop it on the chat box. Thank you. Okay, in the absence of questions and contribution, we are going to wrap it up on concept of leadership today. See you on 5th of August, 3 p.m. God bless you. Enjoy your day.